This is lecture number 3, Belief Systems in South Asia. There are many belief systems in South Asia. India is the birthplace of Hinduism and Buddhism. Other belief systems have evolved here over time, and many other religions have been adopted from other places as well. Some of the other belief systems on the subcontinent include Islam, Sikhism, Jainism, and Christianity. Religious beliefs across the subcontinent heavily influence family and social customs. We will first look at Hinduism, which is considered to be the main belief system in India. Hinduism emerged gradually over time with its roots in the early Aryan people who settled in India. Hinduism has morphed over time and deeply impacts all aspects of people's lives in India today. There is no official founder of Hinduism. Most of the beliefs have transformed over time from sacred early texts by the Aryans called the Vedas and the Upanishads. The Vedas are believed to contain eternal truths revealed to enlightened people, while the Upanishads are texts used to explain ideas found in the Vedas texts. Hinduism also has a history of long epic poems, including the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. There are thousands of deities or gods in Hinduism. However, Hindus believe that all of these are part of or manifestations of a supreme entity or force called Brahman. Many Westerners often refer to Hinduism as polytheistic because of these manifestations. But it is important to note that many Hindus believe that they are monotheistic because of this belief in a supreme force of Brahman. The three main deities or manifestations in Hinduism who help people better understand Brahman include Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer. Hindus believe that these three gods or manifestations can take on many different forms, and they believe that these gods also have families of their own who are worshipped across India. In fact, there are many different sects of Hinduism today. A sect is a religious group. There are many different ways Hindus practice their religion depending on their sect. However, all Hindus believe that humans are connected to a universal soul. Hindus are connected to this universal soul via their essential self that they call Atman. Hindus also believe that Atman and Brahman are essentially the same thing. We are all part of the same universal spirit. For this reason, Hindus stress nonviolence and are often vegetarian. The goal of Hindus is to reach moksha. Moksha means being able to free the body from the soul in order to bond or join with Brahman. Hindus believe that it can take more than one lifetime to achieve this, and they believe in the concept of reincarnation or rebirth. Hindus believe people can take on any form once they are reborn, including insects or snakes. Being able to unite with Brahman depends on karma. Karma means to do and includes one's deeds or actions during life. One's actions in this life have an impact on one's next life and which form that a person will become following reincarnation. The concept of karma means that good deeds eventually result in happiness and bad deeds result in unhappiness. So kind of like what goes around comes around. Hindus also traditionally believe in the caste system, which has its roots, we've learned last lecture, in the Aryan social hierarchy called the Varna. The caste system is a social and religious hierarchy or class system. Most Hindus believe that their caste status is based on karma from another lifetime. The highest caste or class is Brahmins, who are considered closest to reaching moksha. Brahmins are often priests in society for this reason. Each caste has its own dharma. Dharma are duties or obligations that one must do in order to one day reach moksha. By obeying one's dharma, one is assured of moving up the hierarchy in one's next life. Hinduism is not only practiced in India, but has spread to Southeast Asia as well. By 600 BC, there were Hindu reformers like Siddhartha Gautama, who wanted to see changes made because Hindu Brahmin priests were considered too powerful. Siddhartha Gautama, born in Nepal around 560 BC, to a life of extreme luxury and wealth, one day realized that other people were suffering in the world. Concerned for others, he gave up his life of riches and wealth and went searching for the causes of misery and suffering. Legend has it that while meditating, Gautama reached enlightenment and fully came to understand human misery. People began calling him Buddha, or the Enlightened One. Buddha's teachings form the basis for Buddhism, which revolve around what became known as the Four Noble Truths, or core beliefs about human suffering. These include, first, that all life is suffering and pain, and everyone experiences this. Secondly, the cause of all suffering is desire or wanting what we don't have. Thirdly, the only way to get rid of suffering is to get rid of this desire. And finally, the only way to rid oneself of desire is to follow the Eightfold Path, which Buddhists believe are the 8 essential steps for reaching enlightenment. Because Buddha was originally Hindu, he still maintained a belief in karma and reincarnation. However, Buddhists reject the caste system and do not have gods or deities. Buddhist beliefs spread via monasteries and convents that Buddha set up across India. Buddha's ideas were later written down in texts called the 3 Baskets of Wisdom. Buddhism spread to other parts of Asia as well, and there are 2 main sects of Buddhism today, Theravada and Mahayana. Theravada Buddhists stress monastic life, as a primary way to reach nirvana. Buddha is thought of as a teacher in this sect. Theravada Buddhism spread to Ceylon, or modern-day Sri Lanka, Burma, modern-day Myanmar, as well as Thailand. Mahayana Buddhism is practiced today in China, Tibet, Japan, and Korea. Mahayana Buddhists worship Buddha as a god and other enlightened people as gods. Few people practice Buddhism, though, in India today. Another belief system that attempted to reform Hinduism is Jainism. The founder of Jainism is Mahavira, around the same time as Buddhism emerged. Mahavira also rejected Brahman power. Mahavira included many Hindu ideas, like reincarnation. Jainists practice nonviolence, which they call ahimsa. All living creatures, they believe, must be protected. Jainists are vegetarian for this reason. Strict Jainists today are also vegan, meaning they do not consume or use any animal products like milk or leather. Strict Jainists also sometimes sweep the ground before walking to avoid killing insects, and they sometimes wear masks to avoid swallowing insects. Another prominent religion of the subcontinent is Islam, which spread to India via Muslim traders from the Middle East. We learned about the Delhi Sultanate, the Mughal Empire, and Muslim leaders like Akbar the Great during our last lecture. We also know that Shah Jahan, Akbar's grandson, built the famous Taj Mahal. There is a great deal of Islamic influence and culture on the subcontinent today. We will spend more time on the origins of Islam during our Middle East regional unit next year. So for now, I will provide the basics. Islam emerged around 610 CE on the Arabian Peninsula, or modern-day Saudi Arabia, through the visions and teachings of the Prophet Muhammad. Islam is the religion, and a Muslim is one who practices Islam. Islam is one of the world's 3 primary monotheistic traditions. The other 2 include Judaism and Christianity. These 3 belief systems actually share many of the same key beliefs. Islam's main tenets are prescribed through the 5 pillars of Islam, which include 1, a proclamation of monotheism and recognition of Muhammad as a prophet. Secondly, daily prayers. Third, providing charity to the needy or to the poor. Fourth, fasting during the holy month of Ramadan. And finally, making a pilgrimage to the holy city of Mecca at least once during one's lifetime, if possible. The holy book in Islam is the Quran. Islam has had a big impact on the subcontinent. There have been clashes throughout history between Hindus and Muslims there due to religious differences. These religious conflicts will eventually lead to the creation of 3 separate nations following India's independence from the British in 1947. We will learn more about the partition of India later, but for now, remember that religious conflict has been going on for hundreds of years in this part of the world. Christianity is also practiced today in South Asia, spread there by missionaries, primarily during the age of new imperialism by Europeans. Christianity is monotheistic and emerged from Judaism. Christianity is based on the teachings of Jesus Christ, who Christians believe is the Messiah, sent to offer all people salvation. The holy book in Christianity is the Bible. In India today, Christians make up a very small minority. There are both Protestants and Catholics who practice this religion there today. Sikhism is another belief system in South Asia. It is also a monotheistic faith. Sikh comes from the Sanskrit word meaning disciple or to teach. Sikhism is based on the teachings of Guru Nanak and emerged during the Mughal era in India in the 1400s. The fundamental beliefs of Sikhism include faith in one creator God, unity and equality of all humankind, engaging in selfless service, striving for social justice, and honest conduct and livelihood. The primary religious text in Sikhism is the Guru Granth Sahib. Sikhs are recognized on the subcontinent today when in traditional dress, which for men includes a turban and for women a head covering. Male and female Sikhs do not cut their hair. A common Sikh last name is Singh. Today there are over 20 million Sikhs in India. The belief systems on the Indian subcontinent have contributed to a rich cultural heritage in the region. These beliefs also have, however, led to conflicts over time. More on this later. Thanks for listening. Bye!